Hello again, everyone. Marcus here. I review stuff. Today, I'm reviewing the song "The Raid" by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Of course, this song comes to you as a request from one of my viewers. So, as always, if you want to be that person and request something, just leave it in the comments. I'll be sure to add it to my list. So at this point, I've heard plenty of music by King Giz. In fact, they're probably one of my favorite bands that you guys have introduced me to. I had never listened to their music until I started the channel, until you guys started requesting them. So yeah, definitely one of my favorites. I listen to a ton of King Giz on my spare time. They make the playlist, man. I mean, Crumbling Castle probably being one of my favorites. Robot Stop being one of my favorites. Let's see, there's another one, One, which is like one of their more recent songs. That I didn't do that one on the channel. My wife actually was like, my wife knows I really like King Gizzard at this point, so anytime like she'll be on Reddit and I'll be like, oh, new music from King Giz, and she'll be like, oh, boom, she'll send it to me, and I'm like, okay, cool, let's listen. So yeah, huge fan of them. Ton of their music on my playlist, and I'm just excited to hear more from them. I mean, hell, I could go on and on with all the songs that are on my playlist that I really love for them. Muddy Waters, Superposition. We'll get into the song. All right, here we go. So again, this is The Raid, King Gizzard. Let's enjoy.
They were not after money. They were not after alcohol. They were after guns and young children to raise as their own. War had made it necessary to take child captives. The rest would be slaughtered. And that is how Miguel O'Brien became a Yavapai Apache warrior. He was 5 years old.
Short and sweet. Short and sweet. That one was fun. Man, you know, one thing about this band is I just feel like they always hit me with something different, you know? I said it only like 4 songs into ever listening to this band where I was just like, wow, these guys are so versatile. And now at this point when I'm like, I don't know, dozens of songs into listening to this band, I still feel the same way where I'm like, they can just do everything, can't they? Like, I've heard them take on more just, you know, classic rock sounding things, modern rock. They've kind of veered into metal in some points. I've heard some almost like synth pop from them. I mean, there's just so much that they can do. And now, like, this song, I feel like could be part of a Western movie, you know? And in fact, I'm assuming the sort of spoken word lyrics here were probably taken from an old Western or something. But yeah, like, they are just so versatile. I feel like there's nothing they can't do. At some point, they're just going to put out like a rap album and it's going to be perfect, you know. Like they take on anything, you know. And I know that there's so much I still haven't heard from this band because they are just so prolific. They are just always releasing music, it seems like. But yeah, it just seems like everything you guys recommend, it's just like, wow, it's so different than the last thing that I listened to from them. I mentioned some of my favorites at the beginning of this video, things like Crumbling Castle, Robot Stop, Gamma Knife. I mean, those sound so much different than this song, and this song sounds different from that. And it's just like, if you're a fan of music, you can probably find something that King Gizzard does that you really enjoy. So, wow, they just continue to surprise me like every time I sit down and listen to them. So, honestly, it's no wonder they've really become one of my favorites that I've listened to on this channel. I think if hopefully COVID notwithstanding, at some point, I'll get a chance to see them live. They're like amongst the top of my list right now to actually go see live, especially since I've done a lot of the KEXP reactions from them. Their performances there. I've done so many of those, and I'm just like, damn, they bring it live. I could only imagine what like a live show from them would feel like. So they're at the top of my list. Anyway, let's break the song down like we always do. Starting with the lyrics, like I said, really sounded like a Western movie here. It says, "The Raid is an upbeat song that would find itself perfectly in a fast action sequence in a Western film." Broderick Smith narrates how the Yavapai Apache men have come to raid the town, only to collect guns and young children to raise as child soldiers. This is the origin of how the story's protagonist, Miguel O'Brien, became part of the Yavapai Apache tribe. So is this just a small piece of like a bigger narrative that the actual album is talking about? Because I think I've reacted to Eyes Like the Sky, which was very similar to this one in that it was pretty much spoken word as like a Western again. And I see it comes off, I guess, the album of the same name. Let's see, how many have I heard from here? So I know I've heard Eyes Like the Sky, and I think that actually might be it so far. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So I'm guessing the whole thing sort of plays out like a Western movie, and it's sort of, I don't want to say like a concept album, but like, it kind of plays out like it's telling a story in parts. So anyway, let's take a look at the lyrics. It's pretty short here. They were not after the money. They were not after alcohol. They were after guns and young children to raise as their own. The war had made it necessary to take child captives. The rest would be slaughtered. That is how Miguel O'Brien became a Yavapai Apache warrior. He was 5 years old. All right, so it's hard to really judge those lyrics without the context of the full album. So I won't judge it. I'm just going to say, I'm going to stay neutral on this one. Just say it made for an interesting listen to again have that almost sort of classic Western sort of vibe to it. I think, if anything, I'll praise it for really achieving that along with the instrumentation. So yeah, it's fine. I won't rate it at all. But as far as the instrumentation goes, like whoever wrote this little about section said, I mean, it was very much just a really good, like, fast-paced, sort of upbeat, just fun song that would belong in any sort of old Western movie. And it just really captured that vibe so well with everything they were doing. The guitar, I feel like the guitar actually really strayed into sort of rock and roll a little bit. They kind of gave you some nice rock guitar riffs in there, but still sounding very true to the genre. So I think this one was just kind of fun, a little campy, and I don't hate it. I like it actually. And then I think the spoken word really works here. I feel like they could have told the same story with having maybe Stu McKenzie sing it, and it still would have been enjoyable. But I think really the spoken word here really makes it that sort of vibe with the old Western movie. So instrumentally, this one was solid. Definitely don't think it's my favorite King Gizzard song, but it's definitely not bad. I think I appreciate more of what they do, and again, in a song like Crumbling Castle with those guitar licks that you get from that song. But this one was still really good. I give it like a 1.5 instrumentally, vocally. Like I said, it's just a fun listen. Again, kind of campy, and just really gets you into that sort of mindset. So I definitely don't hate it. But I don't know if it's gonna just be like it's gonna grab me as strongly as some of the other King Giz songs have. So still a good song though. And then as far as replay value goes, like honestly, this one's kind of going on the playlist. I can definitely rock with the sort of old West vibe that it's given off. I can definitely dig it. So I want to hear more. Like I'm actually kind of excited to jump into this album at some point and just kind of see the story that's told and see how they again are just so versatile and really do a lot of different things here. So Replay value, I'll give it 2 thumbs up. I think it's going to go on the playlist. I am sort of biased at this point because, like I said, I really do enjoy King Gizzard, and I love so much of what I've heard from them that it's kind of hard for me to say, like, no, I won't come back to this one, because I probably will come back to this one. It's definitely going to go on the playlist, and I enjoyed it. So solid request from whoever asked for this one. As always, if you want to be that person, just hit up the comments. I'll add it to my list, whatever you say. If you enjoyed the music as much as I did, of course, go support the artist. Go listen to their music wherever you can. And one place you can definitely find this song and plenty more King Gizzard is going to be in my Spotify playlist. It's in the description below. It has every single song I've heard so far on my channel, as long as it's on Spotify. And of course, if you want to support me, just all the normal stuff you do on YouTube, like and subscribe and comment. All right, guys, that's going to be it. Hope to see you on the next one. Bye for now.